So Brev just came to the base, and I haven't tried this out properly yet. High wind warning. It's a maze. Oh. Ooh. That is so insane. Whoa. That is so good. Oh, that is so good. Well, hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to another episode here from the Metacraft SMP. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. And it's been a slow burn on the Metacraft server, doing a bunch of long-term stuff that just needs to be done for the base to be finished. That's kind of my go-to right now. For example, I built these little stone protrusions here. I wanted to have these for a while and I want to have a lot of these. Also, I have some tea here and like in thermos and it's making a weird sound. Hopefully you guys can hear that. But yeah, these like little stone protrusions, there's one over here, there's one over here, and I just wanted to have those to give a little bit more stability to the base. I'm gonna just walk around so you guys can see kinda the things I've been trying to do here to improve the exterior of the base. This one I do like a lot. Check this out. Ooh, get rid of the dirt here. This is not supposed to be here. Check this out, right? And we built this last episode, this little new gateway to our base, and on the right, left to us right if you exit, on the left side, the right side, oh I already messed myself up, on the right side of it, there is this little archway that connects to the base like this, a bunch of, well, medieval, but like a bunch of like old buildings do have these kind of like supporting beams from a side, and this kind of reminds me of that, so I might do a bunch of these stone pillars connecting to the main base like that, just to kind of give that weird architectural thing of supporting something like this, even though it's actually naturally occurring, which is a little weird, but we like a little bit of weird, right? So this is how it looks, this is how it feels going underneath it. I think it's really fun. It also looks pretty good from a distance if you look at it like this. Yeah, now we're getting a little bit of texture over here, right? We still have a lot of space over here and a lot of space over in this section, but we'll just add a little bit more of these and it's gonna start looking pretty good. So that is and will be a thing that I will be working on. It's gonna be ongoing throughout this episode and maybe a couple of them in the future as well. Also, check this out. I'm not lighting it up properly, it seems, but finally this is a big go-to that I needed to do and I was really just procrastinating. I really didn't want to do it, but it's the ceiling. Oh, the ceiling. We're gonna have a ceiling in the base this episode. In fact, that's what I'm gonna focus on right now. I just need more dirt because I ran out of all the dirt that Brev gave us, but this is how it's gonna look. That's how high up it's gonna go. Can't really make out how that's gonna look in the end necessarily yet, but I'm kind of just sketching out some layouts for it, right? So it's gonna kind of have a curve like that. I'm just gonna fill in the middle parts and eventually we're gonna get a full ceiling, which is gonna be fun. Of course, stalactites and decorations are gonna be hanging off there, but first we actually need to have it there before we can decorate it, right? And another thing, I actually just did this because I was bored and I'm just gonna fly over it so you guys can see it nicely from high up, but I made a little road which connects up like this, where we might have to get a bridge in here, but that's not a priority thing right now. I just wanted to see how a path connecting to the shopping district, sorry English, would look. Still need to make it thicker over here. We would need another bridge over here. That was, I think this is OSR's ink shopping farm, someone else's glowing thing. I'm not sure because this is OSR's on the other side of this portal. I think this is his cat farm, I believe. That's why I'm assuming that this is also OSR's, but our road passes right through here, through this forest, like so. And around this area I have a big reserved spot over here, by the way, that I still haven't used. I really want to build a really big game over here, but it's a insurmountable task. I'm probably gonna get to it, but I first want to finish my base. Another bridge would be needed over here, and this is the actual shopping district. This is how it connects up. Ooh, what is this? Just a bunch of cherries, people collecting cherry wood. Okay, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much the type of stuff I've been working on, and we're gonna continue working on the ceiling mainly here. Well, maybe we'll get to some of the other stuff a little later in the episode as well, but I just really want to see how our base is gonna look once it actually has a nice cover over it. Also, the server is now 1.21. I don't know if you could notice that with the maze and me reacting to it in survival for the first time, but that is really exciting, and we should probably get one of those ASAP. And we're back a couple hours later, and it's not lit up properly. But we have a cat here, so we're protected. This is how the roof looks. So far, no details yet. But the thing that this roof kind of represents to me anyway is like this here, this heart of the base, this is like the base of the base. We needed this to build the rest of it. But if this is what we need to build the rest of it, and this is what covers it up, then all of this dirt around us is like the base of the base of the base. And it's difficult to figure things out until it is done, so I'm very happy that we got this first layer of the whole thing in. We'll be able to like add some stalactites and stuff and details all over it whenever we like, but now we have a nice enclosed space that we can actually work with, right? This is how it looks. It's still very open, still very nice. If we're up here, it's a little bit less open than before. This is kind of how you view it from this point on forth, so it's definitely closer than before, definitely less open, but I think it still feels spacious enough. So with the base of the base of the base done here, I do want to quickly do something, and that is this. Remember, we had this little map that we had here for a while now, kind of just representing how big we want the base to be and how it looked from the top-down view. I just really want to see how it looks nowadays. I just need some sugarcane for that, which I have in this chest over here. There we go, gonna grab those. Yeah, I really want to see how much progress we made, how it looks nowadays, now that we have the dirt in and all the other things. It's gonna be quite different, methinks. Alright, and here is the direct comparison, and I gotta say I'm a little disappointed. I was expecting a little bit, I don't know, I was expecting something, I guess. I guess it's just not a really good top-down view because of the, you know, grass at the top there. I guess you can see the big middle tower over there. This is the thingamajig we made beforehand, and here we have one of the towers like that. Yeah, it's something. It's a big time skip as well. This makes me wanna do a bunch of like big like fields or something around the base, so we might do that as well, but it is a big area to cover, so it's gonna be a big project. I do need to move these from the base though, so I'm just gonna put them into this cartography building that we have in the village near us. So what is next? Well, I kind of wanna switch between the interior and the exterior. Every time we finish something inside, we should move outside so I don't burn out trying to figure things out, or maybe I'll get some better ideas if I switch between the two consistently. Like, for example, I could finally get rid of this portal over here. I just left it out here because I wanted to do it on video for no reason whatsoever, and I'm now doing it on video so we can finally get rid of it. And it's been out here for so long, and usually when I do that I get like attached to the junk I leave outside for no particular reason. So I think it's really time to get rid of it. Goodbye, old portal. There, much better. Also, this is a little bit of an experiment, but I did add this spiral of copper to the base. This wasn't here before, and I think I'm gonna add another spiral as well. This is what I wanted with the tower, kind of from the get-go, really. I wanted to have this like indented copper piece, but I wasn't sure how it was gonna look or if I want that type of vibe, but I think it's actually really good. I just need to add more of it because there is a big jump between that area and that area, but it's actually a single spiral going all the way up, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm just letting it oxidize naturally right now. Speaking of towers though, we're not gonna work on the big top tower immediately right now. I think I wanna work on this little one. And once we do the small tower, right, we'll kind of figure out what we actually want to do with the towers, and we can then apply that to the bigger towers on a larger scale with maybe a little bit more detail, a little bit more nuance. But this is like the perfect little tower to test some ideas on, right? And I was thinking about it, I was like over here, kind of like crouching like this, and I was thinking, what the heck am I gonna do with this thing, right? Just staring at it, considering my options, not being sure. And it was at that point I realized I could export a screenshot from the game itself, put it into some drawing software. I'm using Krita over here, which is a freeware thingamajig I do recommend, and I could draw over the tower to kind of see what works and what doesn't, kind of as like creative building, but instead of going into creative, you actually draw over it. Kind of as an experiment here. I've never done this before, but I thought it was a fun idea. So we're gonna lower the opacity of this thing here. Don't worry, we're gonna get back to the game in a moment, but I just want to try this out. I made the base of kind of what we're working with. So we've got the entrance over here, staircase, much of terrain around, and we're just gonna sketch on some things that would probably look cool, I think. For one, I think we should probably get some kind of thicker base of the tower. So it's gonna have like a little foundation layer on the very bottom there, gonna make it a little bit thicker. A bunch of pillars like this actually holding it up. It's gonna be a little Greek type of thing, like these pillars holding it up, and then a round roof, which isn't that Greek, but it's Greek enough. This is not an actual drawing, this is just sketching. I hope that is understood in this department over here. So just I wish I could do normal circles, straight lines. There you go, something like this. Whatever, who cares? And maybe some sort of thing like this, where there's a bit of a material connecting to these sides, and maybe a little tippity top. I'm not sure about that. Do you want a tippity top on the roof there? No. After that, how does this look in game? I'm gonna double check it, but if this is even, I think I made it even on purpose. It would be cool if there was some sort of bridge connecting up to this thing, kinda like so. A little bit of copper indented into it, kinda like what we had before. A bit of railing with the slabs. Then it's gonna go like this, right? And over here, from the bottom of it, we should totally have like big, yes, I keep saying that lately, big chains holding up a piece of wood. For a piece of wood, we should have like a big flag, like this. That's kind of one of the plans that I had for a while, to have like these big flags with maybe some sort of thing on it, or probably just purely green, because that feels like something that we should do with our base. It's very green in the first place, and this is just gonna add more green from out, because it's very green from the top. It's not green enough from the bottom, looking at it, and I think this is gonna fix it. And I'll play around with the foundation in game, but for the top here, we should totally do kind of like a copper thing. Again, the same thing we have in these areas and on the big tower. So it's kind of like a copper inlay. That's gonna have a little bit of 3D effect, because it's gonna be inside, right? In this area as well. Then probably a line of spruce wood, like so, just to give it a little bit of a different color. We could actually repeat this copper thing over here as well. So we'll do that. And the tower already would be more interesting to look at, but we still have two big open areas over here. And there's gonna be a spiral staircase going in through the whole thing. So we gotta be careful where we put things over here if we wanna have like windows and stuff. But if we can have windows, we will probably try to do windows. Some kind of like tall open window with kind of like a wooden crossbeam in it, perhaps. We'll see if we can figure out something like that. Or even possibly maybe on this side, we'll see what's possible depending on how we build the staircase, right? But some sort of balcony could also be pretty cool, like this. And I'm noticing we have a bunch of empty space over here, so we'll probably do some kind of bushes and foliage at the very bottom here, and it's gonna like creep up onto the building, maybe some vines growing up like this, all the way even in this diagonal empty space that we had over here. Maybe on the back side as well, kind of protruding like so, maybe even here, right? And it doesn't look very great, it definitely doesn't, but we have a plan about how we should approach building this thing now, and I think that is a fun practice to do if you have even limited drawing skill. I mean, this looks like crap, right? You don't need to be good at this, but it is a good way to think about and troubleshoot what you want to do when you're trying out something, I think. I mean, I'm trying this here for the first time, and it feels pretty good. So, yeah, how about we try actually doing this in-game? Alright, I'd say this is pretty much as done as it is gonna be this episode, and this is how close we managed to get to the original depiction of what I was trying to do here. So we have the kind of bigger foundation near the bottom that kind of spirals up around the corner there. It's a little weird, but I think it works well enough, and it's all concealed by the greenery as well, which kind of starts over here and then it winds up to the side there. I think this is my favorite part of the tower. Yeah, we're using tough cobblestone color to kind of just make a very light gradient near the bottom and lighter blocks near the top like smooth stone. Also some lichen so it glows up nicely during the night, and our attention is diverted to the tippity top over there. Some copper accents. They're a little bit smaller than I expected. Maybe we could have gotten away with using a little bit more, but I think it's gonna be good enough. We didn't do the flag because I didn't realize that there was terrain right underneath where the bridge would be, so that looks like that. And yeah, we do have a little window over there, those wooden beams going all around. And this was a fun experiment to figure out how these things work. This was the first time I did it, like directly, like tracing the shape of the building and stuff. I did draw some ideas on paper before, but never like this, and never this directly. So as far as recommending this goes, I'd say probably just draw something from scratch instead of tracing over. But other than that, yeah, I think it's pretty much the way I wanted it to be. It's pretty cool. It's a little weird having this big of a gate and then a tower connected to its top there, but the gate is almost as big as the tower. The interior looks kind of like this. This is how you enter. We still need to refine this area of the interior of the base, but this is how you enter. You have two little staircases on each side, little ender chest if you need some stuff, a cozy little room with a copper foundation on the top that's gonna oxidize, of course, over time. And I didn't really want to do any fancy redstone right now, so I just did a simple motor elevator like this. Simple enough, everyone knows how these work. We also have a little bit of a kind of deterioration thing happening here. I just wanted to add a little bit more interest near the top in this part because it was a little bland, so I just put some random blocks here so it looks like it was a little broken down, kind of deteriorating over time, and I think that works pretty well for what I wanted. And then we're also gonna add a couple of these just to add some interest to the top here. I wanted to have a carpet like here, and then grass over here, and then grass over here in areas that you wouldn't directly go through, right? In the corners. It doesn't get in the way that way. And yeah, that's pretty much the tower. We do face a big issue with it though. And it's not that it's not oxidized yet, it is the fact that the bridge that I really wanted to have this bridge here. The entire purpose of this tower is that you go up it, and then you cross a bridge, and you're in the main part over here. The issue is this. You walk into the staircase that spirals up into that area. So I need to think about solutions to this problem. One of the solutions would probably be to have the bridge or this terrain kind of like continue up like so, kind of like I'm pointing, and then spiral down over here, then there would be like a tunnel underneath the terrain to get to the bridge, which would look cool. Might be a little bit problematic in terms of like points of view and sight of line breaking and that type of stuff, but I'm willing to give it a go sometime. But this definitely is not gonna be how it is gonna be in the final base, right? Because this is not, it's not very feng shui. Good stuff, good stuff. Well, we've got some very good stuff done today. A bunch of little side projects, got the ceiling and got the tower up, a bunch of experiments and talking about things. It actually went by way faster than I expected it to. I thought we'll be able to get a little bit more done this episode, but we're already out of time, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess I'm just gonna keep working on the ceiling and the surroundings here. Next episode around, we'll probably do something a little bit more fun, because, you know, I don't want you guys to just stare at me build this base for 50 episodes in a row. So thank you guys so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!